So earlier on this morning, we got obviously a Spider-Man No Way Home trailer at last. The second trailer, we finally got it, and it was absolutely incredible. I thought it lived up to the hype. Obviously, we didn't see Tobey Maguire, but we'll get into that later. Now, this is going obviously, as you can tell, this is going to be the breakdown of the trailer, and I do think that there is a lot of hints pointing to that we will be getting Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in this No Way Home and the last film of the obviously the Homecoming saga kind of franchise kind of trilogy thing. So if you do enjoy this video, obviously please like and subscribe to this trailer breakdown, and tell us down below what you think of the No Way Home trailer and what you think will happen in the film. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, this trailer is absolutely incredible, but it obviously starts off with Peter in the rain. Now, I think this is foreshadowing that Peter will lose a lot in this film. Obviously, it has been confirmed in the past that Sony and Marvel have wanted to do this with this Peter Parker and Tom Holland's Peter Parker, that they want to make him suffer in one of the films, like all Spider-Mans have in the past. And Andrew Garfield lost Gwen Stacy, and obviously Tobey Maguire lost a lot as well, but obviously Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, he lost a lot, I think, of his Uncle Ben and Gwen Stacy, obviously, and yeah, and I do think there's a lot of candidates that will die in this film, but we'll get into that in a bit. Now, we obviously see that he is obviously, his identity is leaked, the usual that we saw in the first trailer, stuff like that about MJ, and then obviously like we saw in the first trailer, but there was some new shots that we saw of them swinging together, which I thought was a good shot. Then we switch it up to obviously Doctor Strange talking to Peter about the spell messing up and what happened, and obviously he says that they've started to get some visitors. Now we all know who they are. That is obviously Goblin, or the Sinister Six, basically. Well, it's not really Sinister Six, but you know what I mean. There is those villains from the Sam Raimi universe and obviously Andrew Garfield's universe. We see them all. We get a really good shot at Doc Ock again, obviously. Obviously we see more of the highway battle, which I thought was an amazing battle. We see that Doc Ock has upgraded his obviously his tentacles that he has. Now, I'm pretty sure he is using Stark Tech now. Obviously, a reoccurring theme in Marvel is that they love to make Stark Industries a reason for the villains, to help the villains out. Obviously, we've got it in the past with Iron Man, past Spider-Mans with Far From Home, obviously with Mysterio. So it looks like it's going to be a reoccurring theme a lot more in the MCU, and yeah, I do think that he is using Stark Tech, as it does very much look like Stark Tech. But we see more of this highway battle, which I thought was amazing. I thought that highway battle was incredible, obviously, and then after that they do a little joke to Octavius about his name. And then we switch to an amazing shot of Spider-Man swinging in his new black suit, which I thought it looks incredible. That suit looks absolutely amazing. Now, obviously, we see it use Doctor Strange's powers, so it's obviously a suit from Doctor Strange. Now, when we first saw it, everyone thought it was a symbiote suit, but obviously not. It is a different suit, and it does look like a very good suit in this film. So yeah, we do get, with Doctor Strange, another little funny scene. Obviously, we get another shot at Spider-Man swinging again. And then we get a really good shot at Electro and Sandman, with obviously them fighting and stuff. But in the background, with Doctor Strange, what Doctor Strange says to Spider-Man, he says that all those villains, obviously we know, their fate is basically confirmed, and they all die fighting Spider-Man. So that confirms that Spider-Man will have to fight them, because their fate is destined, and they have to die by Spider-Man, because that is their destined fate. And I think that this proves and shows that Spider-Man will lose a lot, because obviously it seems like Spider-Man is destined to lose someone. Obviously Uncle Ben, Gwen Stacy, MJ. Doesn't look like it does look like MJ might die, but like I said, I'll get into that in a minute. Every Sinister Six villain that we've seen, they all die fighting Spider-Man, like Doctor Strange said in the trailer. Spider-Man takes the box, and yeah, we do see another good scene. We saw this scene obviously in the first trailer. We see Aunt May running, and obviously, which is another good look at Aunt May might be in danger. And I have 4 who I think might die in this film that are up for candidates, and it's Ned, who we did make a shorts yesterday, who could become the Hobgoblin and might die from it. MJ, obviously, like I said, there is a bit later on, which I'll talk about. And Aunt May, obviously we just saw her running. And yeah, and Happy Hogan, obviously. There's a high chance that he might die as well. Obviously, we see him in a police car with Electro attacking. Electro attacking obviously, the people in like the cop car. Obviously, J. Jonah Jameson was there as well. So yeah, I do think that them four are in very high chances of dying. We do get a really good shot again at that tentacle that Spider-Man. Oh no, Doc Ock uses Stark Tech to upgrade his tentacles. And then we get an amazing shot at Jamie Foxx's, obviously, Electro, which I think is absolutely incredible. Obviously, as we know, he has changed to yellow, the comic book version of Electro, which I do prefer. We say I loved his style in Amazing Spider-Man 2, but I do prefer this style on Electro. Obviously, it just looks more known to us, obviously, as we know it from the comics. It is, obviously, the yellow Electro, obviously. And it does look like Electro does fire at Doc Ock in that, and to be honest, in this trailer, I've seen this 7 times now. I know it's crazy. But yeah, I have seen this 7 times. I have analysed it quite a bit, and it does look like in this trailer that Doc Ock is helping Spider-Man, which obviously, as we know in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man universe, that at the end Doc Ock sacrificed himself, and which is a way that he probably survived and came into their universe in No Way Home. So I do think Doc Ock will be helping him. It is a bit confusing with Sandman as well. Obviously, in the Sam Raimi universe, he did come to help Peter Parker and stuff. But it does look like Doc Ock is going to help Spider-Man in this film. Obviously, Electro attacks him, and he does look like he's going to help fight, obviously, the Sinister Six. I thought this was incredible. In the background, obviously, we hear Green Goblin. Obviously, it was incredible. I think that in the background, him speaking on what Peter Parker will lose and what he is destined to lose. He basically wants to save everyone, but he knows he can't. And yeah, I thought it was a very good quote from Green Goblin, and I think that he is going to be an amazing character. Obviously, we see that he does change up his style. We get a look at 2 versions of Green Goblin in this film. We get one when he's in the clouds in the sky. It looks like he's got a hood up, and obviously the first appearance, obviously we know his iconic appearance from the Sam Raimi universe, which I really love, and I'm happy they kept it. They didn't change it a lot. Obviously, we see Happy again, like I said just a minute ago. Then we see an incredible shot of Lizard. Obviously, get a better resolution look at Lizard, who does look exactly the same again, like he did in the Amazing Spider-Man. Electro, obviously, and Sandman, and they all look incredible next to each other. Then we see Spider-Man, and this is where I think that the other Spider-Mans will be next to him. Obviously, they must have CGI'd it out to build up more hype, which is understandable, but they could have done it a bit better, because there is a scene in a minute that I will talk about. Spider-Man goes to... Okay, this is it now, and they go to fight. Obviously, Spider-Man jumps to fight Sandman and all the others, and in a Brazil version, I think it is, of the trailer, Lizard does get punched by thin air. He literally doesn't get punched by anything, so it's either really strong winds, or he does get hit by another Spider-Man, maybe... I think it's confirmed already that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are going to be in this film. Obviously, the fight scene where they're fighting looks exactly the same where those leak images were, where Andrew Garfield was in his Spider-Man suit. What we saw online, the leaked images. So I think that they are confirmed for this film. Obviously, we saw Tobey Maguire as well. We see the building fall, and this is when Ned tries saving MJ, and this is a direct contrast or exact same that we see in Amazing Spider-Man 2 when they're obviously in the tower, and Spider-Man obviously in Amazing Spider-Man 2 is with Gwen falling. This is exactly the same. It looks exactly the same, and I love how they've done that. Obviously comparing the two, MJ and Gwen, trying to compare that they will lose someone, and I don't think she'll die. I think someone else will die. Maybe Aunt May. That will have a big impact. And maybe Ned turning into the Hobgoblin. Doesn't look like he's a Hobgoblin in this scene. So maybe this is before, but I don't know. Maybe he won't turn into the Hobgoblin, but that's just something that we gotta wait for. So yeah, we obviously get that scene of MJ falling, which I does point to a lot, and it does have Spider-Man jumping, just like how we saw Spider-Man in Amazing Spider-Man 2 jump. And then obviously the trailer ends, and then before it ends, we see there's a lot of comparisons that I can say this to. There's one crazy theory that is about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. That it was the exact scene that we saw in that film, and it could be different Spider-Mans coming into the universe. Maybe this will hint at Miles Morales, Spider-Gwen and stuff like that. Obviously, this does look exactly like in the What If episode with Doctor Strange, and when he turned, obviously, the Sorcerer Supreme Doctor Strange, that incredible episode in What If. It does look like that, kind of a bit of a comparison between the two. And yeah, I think that obviously then he says that they're starting to come through, obviously pointing out the different universes breaking through into the main timeline, which they're trying to prevent. And Doctor Strange literally can't stop them, so it's too powerful for him to stop. And I think this film is going to lead on to, obviously, Multiverse of Madness, which obviously will. And yeah, I thought this trailer was absolutely incredible. Tell us what you thought of it down below. I cannot wait until December. This is going to be a very good month for us Marvel fans. And yeah, tell us what you think of the Spider-Man trailer, and tell us who your favourite Sinister Six villain will be, and yeah, how you're excited for it down below. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, goodbye.